Kevin, tell me about this airframe, because again, this has another different model and the potential for it to be restored to fly.
Yes, this particular aircraft we acquired from the Department of State. It was originally destined to go to Pakistan, but plans changed and it was put up to the surplus market and we were able to acquire it. This is an H model Huey, which was a troop transport, otherwise known as a Slick in the Vietnam era. This particular aircraft, we're repainting it to commemorate the 116th Attack Helicopter Squadron for the Hornets. And our goal on this one is to actually put it back into the air someday and actually fly it at air shows and so forth, because this one is actually in very good condition overall mechanically, and we hope to fly it again to help in our programs of showing this to the public and also sharing it with the veterans and so forth that flew it in Vietnam and their families.
Let's talk about the state of which you got this, okay? I mean, did it have all the gauges? Did it have the engine? I mean, what was there and what was not there? And what do you guys got to do to this?
Unfortunately, a lot of this aircraft had been disassembled. They had removed transmission, rotor blades, tail rotor blades, drive shafts, and so forth. We were very fortunate in that it had a zero-time engine, a T-53 engine, which is a big bonus. A lot of the instruments had been removed, but since that we acquired it approximately a year and a half ago, we've acquired all the necessary pieces, rotor blades, instruments, and so forth to put it back into condition. And we're slowly putting it back together mechanically, and then we'll ultimately repaint this into its proper configuration, what it looked like in the military.
Well, and again, what folks don't realize is the sensitivity of trying to make these fly again. How hard is that?
It's actually very difficult. It's a very expensive process. The mechanics of it are fairly straightforward, but everything has to be inspected. It has to be certified as a proper part before you can put people in it. Our intention is not to fly passengers in it, but just to appear at air shows and move it through air shows and so forth. Like our other aircraft, we'll have another, we hope to have an OH-58 in flying status in our future. Our other helicopters will be static display only. They'll be moved on trailers and so forth for static demonstrations.
Well, I'd like for you to do one more thing for me before we close out this segment. Folks, bear with us here because, again, I have spent many of an hour. I'm not an aviator, but I was an infantry guy that rode in these during my career. And I want Kevin to do something for me. I want you to hit the switch. And I want all the viewers out there to hear that whine, and you'll know it'll bring back those memories, just like it did for me in our pre-visit here when he did it earlier. So, would you do that for me?
Absolutely.
Okay. Well, Kevin, thank you for doing this because, again, there's no other sound like the buttons as they turn on the Huey to get ready to start the engines. Although I sat back there during my career mostly. And even, I'll have to tell you the story too real quick. The guy that always sat there was when I was the aide de camp to the commander of the 101st Airborne. He was still flying. And of course, his IP pilot, Mel, was in this left seat. And I was always behind in the head seat. And I never will ever forget the sound. And folks, I want you to listen to this too, because many of you all veterans out there, there's no other sound like the switches coming on in a Huey helicopter. Can we do it? All right. And with that sound, then the rotors would start to turn. Pilots would start checking gauges, switches. I mean, it was just, it brought back so many memories for me, Kevin, as well. And I'm not even an aviator.
And that's the sound that all the veterans that flew in this remember.
And they do.